Hello everyone, and welcome back to this episode of The Fate of Aeothar. Previously, the party managed to speak to Duke Tristan Silent Fury, where they uncovered a spy in his court and rooted him out. The Duke told them of rumors of a metallic dragon somewhere to the east in a region called Spirewright, who, if the party can convince to join in the battle, would even out the playing field. They set off, making a very short pit stop in a town called Belport, where they got a very strange feeling from the deformed locals and didn't feel comfortable staying there for the night. So they decided it was better to risk camping in the wilds, where Aydirath ran off a hungry giant who was intent on making meals out of them. The morning has come, the night has passed. What are you all doing?
I really need to sneeze
Talia
then.
is
Breakfast.
sleeping.
Breakfast.
Talia
Breakfast.
is sleeping. Unless someone
Moss
wakes
is
her up.
staring at all of you as you wake up one by one, unmoving.
Talia like sleeps longer than everyone. She's like, I don't know, she's just tired.
Sleeping contest, excuse me, Aydirath sleeps
also-
longer.
Also, I didn't really realize it till Mike phrased it like that. Are we racist? Like
Why?
that made it sound. We got a bad vibe from the people.
I mean, technically, I mean,
Phrased like that, it makes it sound a lot worse.
it's not racist if we know it's based on Innsmouth.
That's
True.
But your characters have never heard of Innsmouth.
True, but
one of them
my character has heard some
Yeah.
nasty rumors about the town, so.
I'm gonna make
Oh,
this
so
statement
we're not
right now.
racist. Durgit's racist. Got it.
Tony is not racist. Whatever mental gymnastics you need to do to reach that conclusion, that's canon.
At the very least, prejudice.
True.
I'm
I
just
heard
saying.
nasty rumors about the place. I just don't want to die. Hello, people have like disappeared there.
For all you guys know, you could have sweet talked them and, had a fishman army.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my plan on the way back after reconsidered stuff.
in One Piece?
Not to start that discussion. Anyway, breakfast, Tony.
Okay.
Picking Tim.
Is that all I am to you?
Everyone just wakes up at once. Tony.
Tony.
Tony!
You're the cook. I mean, I can make breakfast. I can make
Alright.
breakfast. It will just look fucking awful and
Okay.
taste awful.
I can
He could
also
happily do it
make
just
breakfast.
Because now he feels obligated to have to do it.
Everyone, simmer down. I'm making breakfast.
What's for
Simmer
breakfast?
down as much as this breakfast is gonna be simmering. What is for breakfast? Let's see. We have generic fruit. We don't have any. I almost said we have feet.
Genetic feed. Okay,
have
guys.
Generic fruit, meat, and rice.
Fruit
Mike,
for
what kind of meat's
breakfast?
in the box?
Sounds like just a pleasure getting a little low.
No, we have a lot of fruit, meat, and rice apparently.
Oh fuck! I gotta pick a new spell list. Got it. We're talking.
But-
We're talking to a dragon, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, fruit for breakfast sounds nice.
Yeah, we can have some fruit. Let's have some simmered on toast.
All
I
I
don't
heard
care.
was, we're going to have some simmered on toast.
Some si-
Are you gonna make some beans for us to put on our toast?
oh, right, don't.
You need the
at me,
voice of
alright?
every I'm looking for.
Okay.
Some
Okay,
beans on
fruits.
that toast?
Fruits on
I will-
toast.
I will
Okay.
have more of this.
Will you grill them in the
blatant
deep?
prejudice.
Will you make the fruit in the temporary hit points frying pan?
Yes, of course.
Good.
So, Tony dives into a box of fruit that we bought into the shop. Like, what kind of fruit's in this box? Is there any nice fruit?
Yeah,
Is
I
there
would
terrible
say,
fruit?
I would say there's fruit like apples, like a pear-looking type fruit.
I'm gonna like fry up some apple slices maybe. Like grilled apple.
Okay.
Caramelize it a little.
Are you
I done
having
my hat.
Are you having Aydirath be the stove again?
If the campfire is out, then I'm gonna need him to.
I also can.
I would say
It's
the camp,
tradition.
I would say the campfire is probably still going. Not it's
Yeah.
not like blazing.
Yeah, Aydirath and Moss were both awake on the last bit, so.
Yeah, I would say
the
the
two
camp-
I think
fire
it's tradition to
starters.
have Aydirath do it. Aydirath.
Yes?
I pull out the pan and give him a knowing look.
She's like,
Alrighty.
"Fire!"
I cast. Let's see.
Thunderwave.
I cast Thunder Wave.
Ritual cast
ritually.
Thunder Wave.
Ritual cast Thunder
He'll never live it down.
No.
You guys will never let me live this down.
No,
Yeah, you said it
I-
out of nowhere. This is your punishment now.
it's hilarious.
I cast Burning
Literally.
Hands.
Like literally, we just found out Talia's girlfriend is part of the Hydra said, "Yo, can I ritual cast Thunder Wave?"
Please. Stop antagonizing the oven.
Okay, sorry.
A little bit of like
Gonna upset.
Eastern European. We don't want to burn the meal. And I put the pan on the stove,
Okay.
and I thinly slice these apple slices. Slice them up. Get some more fruit in there. I get some of that weird pear-shaped fruit. Slice that up for a bit of variance. Put them in, simmer it around. Make sure I don't burn. Put my
Okay,
finger
yeah.
in. Have a taste of those juices. Burn my
Begins
finger.
to start like sizzling, and you smell
Mmm.
delicious, you know,
Oh.
fruit and cinnamon just coming up out of the pan.
And
Oh,
finger
it is delicious. Mm.
and the smell of finger meat is apparently.
That too, yes.
I don't have any like. We need to get some plates at some point, or like bowls, so that we don't have to eat out of the pan.
I
Is a
mean-
dragon technically a beast?
Is what?
No.
Is a dragon a beast?
No, a dragon is not a beast.
Damn it.
I mean, I guess we all have gloves and it's cold as fuck probably. I mean, it won't be warm.
I pick up the pan off of my oven. Thank you, Aydirath.
You're welcome.
And I hold it out in front of the party in a very like fancy kind of presenty way, and be like, "Breakfast is served."
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and you all start eating it, and it tastes very, very good. There's not like a lot of protein in it, you know, it's kind of a lighter breakfast, but it's filling and delicious.
I hit a 2. You all got 2 health
Nice.
hit points, temporary hit points.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
2 of those.
Oh, cool.
Ow,
We have
my head.
handouts now. That's so dope.
What?
Look in the. I do at least. I don't know.
Yeah, we got some.
Oh
maps.
yeah, we have like map handouts. Yeah.
That's so cool.
so we don't have
yeah.
to scroll through the world
Discord
lores
anyway.
thing when we need
world
maps.
map, star maps,
Poggers.
19. That
Yeah,
is so cool.
I did it after your last session.
What a hero.
Nice, thanks.
You're welcome. I figured
What a
I
big
should do
pee-pee.
it then when I remembered, because I probably wouldn't have remembered afterwards. Memory like a goldfish and all that.
True.
Oh, same. Okay, we should probably
Oh, shit.
Alt F4 the fire and pack up and continue our travel.
I agree.
I agree.
Shall we begin packing up our things then?
Yes.
Okay. So
Do you want to
the-
take off the hat?
So,
I should
you guys
probably
are
do
gonna-
that. Yeah.
So you guys are
Moss
gonna
does not
break
eat,
down
so.
camp. You guys are gonna break down camp and
Yeah.
get ready to start traveling again.
Yeah.
I'll happily eat Monster's fruit slices. I don't want any fruit slices.
So yeah, I would say the process of breaking down camp probably takes about like an hour or so, not too long. And about now it's probably like 10 a.m. around there, so it's still pretty early
Nice.
in the day.
We should get back on track.
Yeah. Let's go to Spirewright. That's the name of the place, right?
I think so.
I'm
The-
not sure what you're
Oh,
talking
that's
about.
Not
I'm
sure.
sorry,
Oh.
I can't do that, Dave.
There we go.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't do that for you, Dave.
Yes. Or wait, no, I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Something
I
like
don't know
doesn't
that
really matter.
reference. Wait, is it
Me
start?
neither.
No.
Don't worry about it. It's nerd shit. Wrong nerd shit. We're doing other nerd shit right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
But,
we're on the way to Spirewright.
Okay, so Moss, are you taking the same form as the previous day, or are you doing something else?
Yeah. Well, so since I'm planning on. We know we're gonna make it the rest of the way since we went a little extra the night before. I'll just do I'll do a normal Quetzalcoatl. That Blue, say it.
Quetzalcoatl.
That one.
Okay.
It's a giant fucking dinosaur bird. Boom, metal shit.
Okay, cool.
I'm out of form. Don't feel good.
So yeah, all of you pop onto Moss's Ketso form.
Climb up back on that wing.
Spaz is being put in his little doggy chest harness,
Yeah.
like the Hangover.
Yeah.
Even though
And
he's probably taller than Talia at this point.
He's
Yeah.
a horse-sized dog.
that's why you
Talia's
usually like get him on there and then just
Yeah,
strap
Talia is
him-
really fucking strong.
just
We're
like
in
strap him
Ethelon,
in
right?
once you're like all set and ready to go, and then you don't have to like haul him up there or anything.
All right, so we're in Ethelon and we're in the mountains just beyond Bellport, right? That's where we
Yeah.
set up camp.
Yeah, I would
And
say.
so we just got like a half a day flight to get to the mountains in Spirewright.
Yeah, I would say like where that one lone peak is, right there between Bellport and Spirewright.
Yeah.
Probably,
That's
like,
exactly
you
what
know,
I was thinking.
around that area.
Yeah, so then if that's the case, if we got there in a day, then it's probably only like a couple hours to get to the mountains of Spirewright, right?
Yes,
Spirewright, right?
Spirewright. Right.
Spirewright,
Yeah,
correct.
so
Yeah, going further, it's less of a journey.
stuff. Yeah, so yeah, Moss gets everyone on there and
Hi, Wholesale.
takes off and fucking boom. It's the sound barrier.
Okay. So you have to begin kind of rising in altitude to clear the large mountains ahead of you, which Spirewright is on the other side of. And coming from where you are now, you're still kind of in the tundra coastal frost plains that Wintervale and Bellport are set in. And the mountains on this side are very barren and just gray, jagged peaks. And as you raise in altitude and begin to go over them, you see on the other side they descend like down deeper into almost like a valley. And on the other side, it is just lush alpine forest.
It's
And-
very green, very verdant.
Yeah. And
Pretty.
looking around to the left, which would be your north, you see that even though the mountains were very large that you just came over, the ones on the other side that kind of go further west and a little bit north are just large, like way bigger than the ones that you just came over. And they're very craggy and like a very dark gray, and there's bits of forest and trees dotted all between them and kind of throughout.
Alright, so I got valley ahead of me and mountains to my north.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut north and head for the mountains and try to look for a clearing or a landing for us to land on.
I was about to say Tony's gonna try and like sketch out the mountains, but he is holding on, so that's probably a bad idea.
Okay.
Well,
so,
I'm looking for a perch that's like higher up in the mountains. If I have to gain more altitude, I will. You know, I wanna make sure we're in the mountains.
okay, that's fine. So yeah, flying around, you do see that there's a large open area. It's kind of about halfway up one of the larger mountains, and you can see there's a very narrow, almost untraveled dirt path that kind of spirals up like through the mountains from there. It's a bit overgrown, but still visible. You can tell it might be traveled a bit, but not very often.
Overgrown is grown to moss, so he'll take it. He lands right in there.
Okay. Yeah, and you land, and where you're at right now, it's a bit barren. There's very tall grass and like, you know, the jagged rock peeking up out of it. But as you look, as the road goes higher up into the mountains, you see that there's just towering pine trees.
You said barren and it like triggered something inside of me.
Same.
Same.
I was this close to just yell out Baron.
Triggered.
Baron,
We
you
all got
say?
triggered.
Roll
Everyone-
perception. Roll a perception
Oh
check.
fuck.
Oh
yeah.
fuck.
All of you don't have to, but you can.
I'll give it a go.
13.
Oh, would you look at that? Tony being blind again.
Let's see if What? So whatever gives me any bonuses.
You said perception?
I think it might be visual only.
Yep.
Yeah, perception.
Yeah.
Come on, come on, come on. 17! How's that?
No, just a normal roll for me. Sorry, let's just make it
19.
Good rolls all around so far, except
18.
Except for
I
Tony.
get it, okay? I'm dumb, I'm blind.
okay.
So am I.
Yeah, I'm 10 and a 2.
Okay, cool. So, as you're kind of taking in the surroundings and looking around, you hear the gurgling of water, like somewhere fairly close. It's not like a roaring rapid that you can hear, but you can definitely hear there's a moving body of water somewhere in the vicinity.
Is this gonna be a water dragon?
We know it's lightning. It's a bronze.
I know, I'm just joking.
Water could make it significantly worse though as a lightning dragon.
Oh yeah.
I guess we search for the source of the running water.
Okay, so yeah, roll investigation.
I'll just follow the people that know what they're doing.
Moss will begin investigating and ask his friends for help, please.
I'm also
sure.
gonna be investigating
I'm
and will help.
investigating.
I'm gonna just kind of
Give
stand
it
I'll
up.
just
I'll-
15.
15.
I'll just this bad.
20.
Oh,
There we
nice.
go.
Okay.
We'll just see what I've got. Yep.
Out of curiosity. Wow.
just to find out.
Okay. 17!
Durga just having a thumb war in the background.
I get lost.
Has Durgit ever been on the side of the mountains?
I mean, I've probably been in the bigger cities, but not in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Not in the mountains.
No.
I mean, yeah, that's a big sight for the first time seeing. Oh my god, that's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, we're landed now. Tony's totally gonna draw this in his book.
Yeah, no, we're on a perch. Moss is still in bird form, but he wanted to get everyone else now that we're in the mountains, so we can talk about. Well, you don't know what he wants you to talk about, so.
Okay, so Talia, Hadrada, and Moss, you begin looking around and kind of following the sound of the water that you heard, and you see, like, you kind of go up the dirt path a bit, and the decline gets less intense, and you see that there is a flowing river, and it is just like crystal clear blue, like a white foam on top in some places, and there's like large rocks in the middle of it. It's like very white rapid, and surrounding it is just broken off chunks of gravel from the mountains on either side of it, and it's just like a rock bed that this river is flowing through with pine trees like surrounding it. It's very beautiful.
That's so cool.
You guys need to talk louder.
That's so cool.
Thank you.
And kind of following with your eye from, trying to find the source of it and looking up upstream, you see that it goes on for quite a bit, and you see that there's just a huge mountain ahead of you where the water is flowing down, and it's just this huge like blue waterfall. And up at the very crest of the mountain, there's very tall pine trees that, even on these tall mountains, seem huge in their own right. Like very wide, thick, old pine trees.
Thick. How many C's are we talking?
At least 3 Cs.
Fuck.
I like this image of Tony looking across this relatively boring view and drawing it, while behind him there's this amazing view of a waterfall he hasn't noticed.
Nice.
And, like,
Hey,
like-
Tony, by the way, how's Sam's doing with the observation stuff?
Yeah.
Sam, how are you?
So far, nothing's come by.
Still
no
nothing?
one's come by. No.
How's he doing though?
Sam's alright.
Nice. He's
Doesn't
chilling.
need food, doesn't need water. It's just.
Cool.
hanging out.
He's not bored.
I mean, he's just a little bored.
Aw.
Aww.
Go find some other for Sam. But like, stay around.
We'll play with
Yeah.
the fucking horses.
Yeah.
You see, like,
Don't antagonize him too much.
you like see through his eyes. There's like a giant squirrel that kind of runs across the ground that he like instantly just kind of goes after. Starts
No, Sam. No.
Dive,
You have a job. Stop it.
dive bombs.
Stop antagonizing the squirrels.
Sam's new friend.
Yes, Tony like saying this out loud to himself with his eyes closed, talking to Sam.
You just see through Sam's eyes, like, him getting closer to the ground above the squirrel, and the talons, like, stretched out, and just, whoosh, like, into them, just picks it up, and flies off with it.
Sam.
Wait, Sam is a weasel.
Oh, that's right, Sam is a weasel. I thought Sam was a hawk.
Yeah. I thought Sam was a weasel,
That's
was
the
just
other
murdering
familiar.
The weasel
squirrels
just
for fun.
flies away.
Right, okay.
There's only 5 familiars in this party, Mike. What's your problem? Keep it straight.
In all fairness, though, Sam does get changed up here
Yeah.
and there, so I thought he was still...
Yeah, Asya
Sam
is still
occasionally.
a raven. If I
Wait,
I don't think
who
I've
has-
conjured her again.
Who has
I'm gonna
familiars in this party? Who?
I do.
I
Right.
do. Torin
Yeah.
does.
But anyways, though, yeah, nothing really going on Sam's end.
Nice.
Blue
You
does,
chilling.
Five-
and
5 familiars implies that either I have a familiar or I am a familiar.
You are a
Well,
familiar.
You are
as
the
we've
familiar.
stated, Moss is his own familiar.
Yeah. I'm
Okay, which
Moss's
means-
familiar.
Okay, in that case, I'm a familiar as well. Great.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
we
my
should
own
probably
spirit animal.
go either up the dirt path or just follow the river up to the mountains.
What? There's a river?
Yeah, turn
Fuck,
around.
I don't. Wait, do I see?
Oh, yeah, Moss is just staring at it. No, his lens is not moving.
And you
Alright,
see,
Tony.
He's still a giant bird, by the way.
And you see dotted on the cliff that the waterfall is coming down. There's like small outcroppings that are just pure green, like shrubs and bushes and kind of like stunted pine trees.
I have an idea.
Just little
Oh God,
outcroppings
yes.
going
Send a
up.
familiar
Go
up?
on.
Go through the waterfall.
No.
That sounds like a good way to get wet.
I have an idea. How about we send you guys send your familiars up there to investigate the area?
That's a good idea. I
Moss,
don't think I've
Moss just
conjured
kind of
Asya.
turns his giant head that's 20 feet above you and looks down at you.
I guess I just send my pseudo dragon through the waterfall.
Oh yeah, I conjure Asya and send her also through the waterfall.
Mike, how long was the flight? How many hours was it to get here?
From where you camped.
Yeah, from camp. How long have I been in the form?
About 2 hours.
2 hours?
After
2.5?
like looking, yeah, I was gonna say after like looking around and stuff for a bit. Now probably like 2.5 hours.
Alright.
Cool.
Oh,
More
and
than
you should
enough
probably
time.
also. You should probably also look up the waterfall, like what's behind there, not just behind the waterfall, like up the mountain
Yeah.
further.
So how close is the actual like waterfall, the falling water? How close is that to us?
I would say it's a good, probably quarter mile.
Alright. Moss puts his wing down for everyone to hop on.
Oh,
Don't-
cool.
Don't fly
Awesome.
through the waterfall. That
Yeah,
might kill
don't
us.
suck me.
Moss closes his eyes and shakes his head slowly.
Thank you.
Okay. Putting a lot of faith in you here. I don't want to get this armor wet.
I don't want to get. I don't want to freeze to death.
Spaz gets out and gets right back into his doggy.
Both of you choose to Talia ever put him out of there.
How are you
Just
walking? He's the size of a
around with his
horse.
giant dog.
He's carrying me.
Yeah, no, it's not Spaz wearing the harness. Talia's actually sitting on Spaz's chest.
Exactly.
No, so I'll fly us closer, look for a landing, like on the ground next to the waterfall.
Okay.
It's a little rocky, a little jaggedy. That's fine. I just want to get close enough that I can like reach out with my long wing and look around.
Yeah, where you land, as you go further up creek, or upriver, it does get like a bit rockier, and the rocks vary in size from like the size of a softball to the size of like a rhinoceros. There's many different like boulders and chunks that have been either washed downstream or fallen off like the sides of the cliffs.
I'll find an area with a good collection of the bigger ones. Set everyone down at.
Okay. Yeah, and there's like a series of probably 4 or 5 small car-sized boulders that are kind of off from the river a little bit.
So
Yes, sir.
as I'm like flying over there, getting that, can I like look in the water, get a vibe how deep it is?
Sure, yeah.
What is that?
I would say, like, looking in, the river itself is probably 5 to 6 feet deep, where
Okay.
just like where you're looking at right now.
Alright, that's if ever is everyone I don't know where everyone's like laying on me. Yeah, I'll go. I'll just go set everybody down.
Okay.
Cool.
Just,
And once I get everyone off, I'll just hop in the water since that's like up to my knees.
Okay.
Oh no, it's like a third of me. What's a third of me? I guess like my torso up to my torso.
Okay.
Well, I don't know bird proportions. I'm 15 feet tall. I'm fine.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm gonna walk over with my little bird hand and just, not little, but bird hand, and fucking reach through the waterfall. Do I feel rock behind the waterfall?
You do, yes.
If I go up a little bit from ground level where it starts to meet the water, just dragging my hand along the back wall all the way up, is it solid?
Yes.
How tall does the waterfall go? Am I tall?
About 85 feet.
Oh, okay, word. Well, all right.
I have my pseudo dragon.
I feel like
fly
there's
up.
not. I feel like there's not.
Is
a
there
hidden
space
surface
between the water and the wall, or is it just water flush against the wall, carving it away?
It's pretty flush against the back of the wall. Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna.
And I would say like this waterfall, it's not like a super wide and kind of violent waterfall. This one is it's a very narrow stream of water coming.
Oh, yeah, I probably
Alright.
should have asked. Can I see behind it? Is it like, I know it's a waterfall, but is it like, if it's skinny, is it skinny enough for me to be able to take a peek? Is the water clear?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The water is like crystal clear blue.
So if I take a step back and look up, can I see anything vibing behind? Video games have traumatized me. I always assume there's something.
I can guarantee there's nothing behind this waterfall.
I'm making sure.
From what you can see, no. It's
Okay.
just solid, smooth stone going all the way up.
Very picturesque.
Yeah.
Could be an
and
illusion
by,
though.
And by like
That's why I
a
was
thin
touching it.
waterfall, I don't mean it's like really small and thin.
Yeah,
It's still probably about 10 to 12 feet wide, but
Yeah.
it's very controlled, you know.
In comparison to
single
other
stream.
waterfalls.
Yeah. We're not talking like Niagara Falls, we're talking like the waterfall
in the woods.
Yosemite, you know.
Yeah, so Moss feeling up the wall, being confident, going up like he's 15 feet up, so he can probably reach up to 25, 30 feet up, whatever. Maybe not 30, but he's feeling up. He's confident enough. He doesn't feel nothing, so he's gonna just turn around, walk back, fly back to the group real quick, and just shake his head.
I'm going to have my pseudo dragon fly up the waterfall, like to the top, and see what's up there.
Okay. Roll a investigation check with your suit.
Ozzy, do the same thing.
Okay.
Ozzy,
Could Tony try and look at a distance just to
Make sure
see?
to roll it with the familiar stats.
Yes, that is what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, like,
what
looking at it from
are
a
we supposed to
distance-
roll? I'm sorry, my laptop crashed there.
Investigation.
Okay.
investigation.
It's intelligence.
And
Looking at it from a distance, you just see like where the water kind of crests over and begins to fall, and then just
give me a moment. I will roll in
very
just a
tall,
moment.
green pine trees, like right at the base of the cliff.
It's certainly very pretty.
Oh.
What did
Sorry,
it
like-
find? If
Actually, no,
anything.
you go first.
Okay, so going up the waterfall, you see that
Oh,
at the
no.
top of the cliff, instead of it being just a very narrow river, you see that it begins to open up with like kind of calmer pools.
15.
Very like large circular pools that the water is a little bit calmer in. And you see kind of stacked up in a row, probably anywhere from 15 to 30 feet high, or just like small waterfalls, like one after another, just going all the way up.
I love cascading pools.
Can I have my familiar fly even further?
Does Ozzy see anything with a 15, by the way? Because I had her follow.
Yeah. I would say with Azia, Azia notices that kind of higher up on one of the cascading waterfalls is it looks like a very large stone cliff that's very wide, with somewhat of a wider waterfall coming over it.
And communicate that to the party.
Okay.
Well, I bet that's at least of
Ozzy
some
is a raven,
significance.
right?
In Corn, I would say with your pseudo dragon flying closer, you would probably see the same thing.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Talia, Your familiar's a raven, right?
Yep.
You have a +3 to perception. It's separate from your intelligence score.
Yeah, but
Oh.
So that's actually a 22.
no,
Well,
but it's
that-
not because it rolled investigation.
Oh, investigation. Yes.
Yeah.
True. I'm tired. Sorry.
Oh, same.
I like that Pact of the Chain means that my familiars can actually attack people.
Of course you'd like that.
Well, they always can attack people. They're just not going to do very well.
No, I can't.
They can?
Yeah,
No,
familiars
familiars
can't
can't attack
attack people.
Oh.
Cannot take the attack action.
It can move into something really fast.
It's,
yeah,
it's the same
what
in
do you
Mage
guys
Hand in
do?
that it quote unquote can't attack people.
Yeah.
But so yeah, what are you guys doing?
I'm
Awesome,
going to
man.
use
Yeah,
levitate.
doesn't
No, I'm
pick
just
up.
kidding. I don't have levitate.
Moss puts his wing down for everyone to hop on. Then you onward to the prettier
Yeah,
pools.
Moss, we should be paying you for this. You're like a show.
We really should
to,
be.
like, get him.
I'm not paying him for it.
Wow.
Durgit tries to get on, he shakes her off. Them off.
Fine, I can climb.
Grapple.
Moss flies up
Durgit
80
makes-
feet away.
Durgit makes it up faster than Moss can fly somehow,
I'd love to see it.
leaping on the little cliffs and like outcroppings up the cliff of the
This
water.
full-on Assassin's Creed parkour, like glitching, flying
Yeah.
through.
I mean, I am good at climbing because my climbing speed is the same as my movement speed because of some ability.
Is your move
And-
speed 80?
No.
Then no.
Yeah. However, can I dash up walls when I'm climbing?
Durgit,
You could
like
if
in
you were
any
at the
valve
backseat.
speed. Durgit just does a valve and just like grabs a rock and pulls it up into their feet and then just goes upwards forever.
Wait, who has
Yeah,
a
Durgit just no clips through the fucking mountains.
yes.
Durgit
Wait, who
turns
has
on no clip,
who has the flying carpet right now?
I do.
no
Okay.
clip, fly god mode.
Yeah. Exactly
Puts down his
that.
wing for everyone to get on and then carries them further to the prettier pools and the wider waterfall.
For the record, I didn't say that I would be faster. I'm just saying they could climb up the cliff and the chance
No,
of me.
I wasn't letting you
yeah.
on because you said you wouldn't pay.
I know.
Saying you're not going to pay for my services means you're not against capitalism. Moss, and as everyone knows, Moss is very for capitalism. I couldn't even get through that. Couldn't even get through it.
That's canon now.
Oh
Moss
no,
is a
we have to set Moss
capitalist.
on fire. Anyway.
Okay.
Moss lights himself on fire all the time. What's the problem?
Moss is like a vigorous capitalist though.
Anyway, up the waterfall.
Yes, Moss carries everyone beyond so they can all see the very pretty cascading pools.
Okay.
And finds
you're-
find a spot closer to that very wide waterfall.
Okay. The only place that's really flat enough for you to land that doesn't have either trees or very large rocks is kind of in the pool where it'd only be about ankle deep on someone.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's a
actually,
very
exactly
like
about that.
shallow part of this very large rock like rock pool,
Fair enough.
and it is deeper. Like the closer to the waterfall that you get, it does go down a little bit deeper to probably like 6 feet, but it kind of
Oh God, I can't walk through that.
Neither can I.
And the cliff to this particular waterfall is probably about 35 feet high, and probably about the same in width, maybe a little bit bigger.
So
Is
try
there
not to
anything
fall
behind this waterfall?
Moss is
Roll
gonna-
investigation.
Fuck. Yeet!
off.
Moss is
17!
7.
Wait, we're rolling an investigation.
I mean, if you want
Uh,
to see if there's anything behind the waterfall.
Okay.
Everyone's
23.
Tony's not even
16.
looking behind the waterfall. He's investigating other people investigating the waterfall.
Hey, what are you looking at? Hey.
What you doing?
Ha, I'm still the
22.
highest.
Nice. Okay, so pretty much everybody except Blue, you
I'm sorry,
begin
who?
approach.
What's the blue?
No, sorry. You begin approaching the waterfall, kind of staying on some of the less big rocks and making your way over that way, and you see that there's almost like a pathway that goes from the rocks like behind the waterfall, so you don't really have to get into the water to like check and see behind. there's almost like a small stone pathway that goes behind it on either side.
I'd like to walk through the waterfall regardless.
Moss does. Yeah, because he's a giant fucking bird.
I won't.
Honey
Moss,
Boo Boo
you
don't care
must.
Okay. And you go through the waterfall, and you are inside of a very large cavern on the other side.
Nice. So Moss will take his wings and, like, standing underneath the waterfall, kind of like make a canopy above himself for the water to cascade off of him, so that the others can see that there's a big old cave back here.
Ooh.
Nice.
As soon as you
I
see
would
Moss
walk
and Tony
in-
get to the other side of the waterfall, you hear, "Holy fuck, 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 fuck.
Can we
Get
walk
in
in
here,
under?
here, here."
And
Can we
as-
walk underneath?
Yes.
That's crazy! There's a fucking cave back here! It's nuts!
Tony to a T.
and as you do, you hear like your voice echo and just move down this long cavern that you've entered into, and then it stops, and you hear
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Guys,
Oh.
echoing like back at you from the other end of the cavern.
maybe stay on the other side.
Yeah, I will just slowly walk backwards outside of the waterfall, not into the water because I don't want to get electrocuted.
I cast Eldritch Blast through the cave. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
It
joking.
goes
How
like
to
60
die?
feet. It's not even gonna go that far.
Eldritch Blast goes, I think, 120.
And even then, this thing, if it took that many echoes for it to respond, it's deeper than that.
Yeah, 120.
We already have one ancient dragon that hates us. We don't need another one.
So at this point, now, how big is this cave? It's big.
So
How big?
where you're currently at, the roof itself is about 40 feet high, and it's about 20 feet wide.
So Moss is still chilling in here. It's probably been another hour after that. Like, try to get
Or,
my mileage
I
out
would
of my
say
wild
like
shit.
probably like 30 feet wide.
Alright.
And it is completely smooth stone on the inside. It almost looks like it was blasted out by water over time because it's all very smooth surfaces. It's not very
By
jagged
water.
or coarse.
We were told it was a bronze dragon, right?
Yes.
Yes, but I feel like a bronze dragon
With a
will be
hose.
pissed.
You were told they thought it was a bronze dragon.
Oh, it could be a copper dragon.
Even if it was a bronze dragon or anything, I'm pretty sure this dragon won't appreciate getting woken up.
It could be a shiny orange dragon.
Could be a shiny orange dragon.
Spicy orange.
That'd be bad
I
news.
didn't write down copper, so copper's the water of metallic then?
No.
No?
Copper is.
Copper's fire, isn't it?
Lightning. I think no. That's bronze. Fuck.
No.
Hold on, I think I wrote it down.
Copper
Cool.
would
I
make
didn't
more
write down
sense to me
copper.
like-
I got gold, silver, and bronze.
Oh.
I don't wanna look up all the dragons because we weren't told about all the dragons.
I have read some stuff, so gold, blah, blah,
A quick flip through the book.
silver, fuck, what are the others? Bronze?
So
Shit.
copper.
I don't have,
copper-
yeah, I think have I taken the
Copper
book with
is-
me?
Copper is acid or slowing breath.
I knew it. Fuck. I was like,
I don't think I've, wait, I think I've taken the book with me because Talia seemed interested
there
in the
aren't any
dragons,
water
so I
dragons.
just flipped through the
Interesting.
books and just, yeah.
I got nothing on this. Or at least not on base.
Tony
Yeah.
just kind of calls out into the cave. Hello?
Can you misty step into a wall?
Like you mean like phase through it?
No, I mean into the wall.
Probably not.
You mean
Hopefully
like
not,
phase
no.
through it?
Have
no,
you
I mean,
played
like,
Minecraft?
Just like crashing into the wall.
I mean,
Have you
yeah,
played
and then, like,
Minecraft?
hit the wall.
If you can walk into a wall, you can misty step into it.
You're not gonna like go deeper. You're gonna hit a wall.
And so when you shout hello down down the cavern, there's no response. It does echo like it did previously, but there's no response back. There's no noise.
What time would you say it is?
right now,
It's
We
muffin
woke
time.
up, it's been 3.5 hours.
about noon probably.
Alright, so I yell down the cavern. Or actually, I don't yell down the cavern. I walk through the cavern saying, Bonjour!
As
Oh,
as
God.
Hadrada tries to start walking forward, Moss would reach forward and grab him with his giant bird hand.
Okay.
Not like
because-
grappling him, but like put a hand on his shoulder to stop his approach.
Yeah, because the cavern ahead of you, it's a very narrow, singular cavern. It doesn't really open up. It's almost like
Yeah.
a hallway, and it just goes on from what you
Can
see.
I take my son in a box?
Tony, you speak Draconic, don't you?
Yes.
Could you?
He looks down and says, as he opens his son in a box.
Could you, perhaps, communicate with whatever is in here using Draconic?
Moss
Maybe.
shifts out of his form. That is assuming this is the dragon.
Yes, that is assuming this is a dragon. If it's not, then
It
we should
seems-
probably get out of here.
During this
Well-
argument,
We could, and then Moss does a quick cast of fucking locate creature.
Tony would like to give
figure out what
the
the
son in a
fuck it
box to his mage hand.
Okay. Locate creature. What are you?
Where the fuck's my locate creature?
Like, what is it that you're imagining to
The-
locate?
A dragon of any kind, but I'm making sure I have it because I thought I clicked on it. Now I don't.
You
see
did.
It. There it is.
You
Yeah.
You
clicked
could,
on it
yeah.
earlier.
Yeah. No. I mean like as a market, but it's a level 4. That's why. So it is. Describe or name a creature that is familiar to you. You sense the direction of the creature's location. I've read about dragons, so I'm familiar with dragons.
Yes.
Within 1,000 feet means he had to have probably heard me. I hope within 1,000 feet. And it lasts for at least an hour, so I'll be all right. So yeah, I'm not doing any specific dragon. I am just doing dragon.
Just a dragon in general. Okay.
Yes,
Wait, have
dragon
you-
TM.
Have you read about dragons, or do you
Yeah,
just know that?
No, you target like told everyone about the.
Ah,
backstory and
yeah.
everything. That was
Yeah.
That's why I took such detailed notes.
We had
'cause
story
that's what-
time.
Okay. So you do feel the presence of a dragon of some type.
And I get to know the direction and roughly how far.
Directly ahead of you, about 400 feet.
So Moss turns to Hadrada and is like, I apologize for doubting you.
No,
There
no, it's
is
fine.
a dragon.
I
It
assume.
just seemed highly unlikely. We literally just got here.
Given this newfound knowledge, Tony will say in Draconic. Hello?
Bonjour.
God damn.
Have I read about the languages dragons can speak aside from Draconic, or just not mentioned in the book if dragons can learn other languages?
It does say that dragons are capable of understanding other languages.
Nice. Okay.
Is Tony
and
the Dragonborn?
It can speak and understand Common as well as Draconic naturally, though.
Maybe he likes Draconic more though. Oh, I
Could
was
be.
shouting in the cave, we're looking for a dragon! In Draconic.
And that echoes down the hall, and there's no response.
I'm just gonna
But a
stay
minute,
behind the waterfall next to waterfall cave, so the dragon won't see me if it comes out.
But echoing down the hall, a few seconds later, you just hear
I think he's
Oh,
sleeping.
shit.
Oh,
I think so as well.
that's a good point
This
actually.
also isn't exactly a dragon-sized hole.
Sorry,
Is-
I'll say
is
that
there-
down the caves.
Is there anything about a dragon's sleeping schedule in the book?
not
Like
really.
sleeping habits, are they like bears? Do they sleep for 900 years?
I mean, it kind of vaguely describes that they have a longer sleep schedule than, say, like a human or other smaller races, time goes by a bit slower for them, so they do have longer sleep schedules. But there's nothing specifically saying like a dragon sleeps for this many hours in one day, you know.
Okay.
That's an animal. Well, not
We
always.
could leave him a note.
I mean, we could just wake him up and ask for help.
No.
That's rude.
It's not the metallics, if it is metallic. Metallics are good, usually. So at least it won't immediately kill us.
I'm
If we
aware
can
that
talk,
That's very
we have a
optimistic. Thank
chance.
you.
I like that optimism. I'm gonna
I'm
continue
aware
down
that-
the cave.
I'm aware metallic dragons are usually good, but at the same time, so Talia isn't a terrible person, but I feel like they will stab a person if it's just a stranger wakes her up in the middle of the night.
I feel
like
like,
that's more
that
you
makes you
than
not a
Talia.
good person. Like, this isn't Moss talk, this is Ollie. I feel like that makes Sturgit not a good person. I'm not gonna lie.
I talked about
Unquestionably stabbing.
I
That
talked about
is-
Talia, not me.
Oh, Talia, true.
I
yes.
feel like it's more.
Still.
I feel like Durgit would do it more than Talia
Yeah.
would.
I feel like you're
Durgan is
embodying
more-
Durgat more than.
Durgan is a morning person, so am I.
You are?
Yes.
Teach
Like
me your
literally,
ways.
you can kick me out of the bed and I'll be like, I'm tired, whatever.
Teach
then
me
we're
your
just-
ways.
And then
I could
just
never do that.
stand up and go about my
I
day.
thought you were a rogue. I thought you didn't know any magic. Yeah, I'll slowly
I
head down
don't-
the cave.
I don't understand these references.
Okay, so you are heading down the cave,
Yeah.
and you have your son in a box, right?
Yeah.
Sun in a box.
Okay.
That's not a
So, with this open, you see that the ground you're walking on currently is smooth stone, like cave floor. And around you, the walls are very smooth with like a bit of moisture on the very outside of it. And there's different mosses that have begun to grow on the inside.
Oh god, they're everywhere.
Hey, it's me.
It's me.
Moss starts
The
dragging his hand along the wall, and like slowly starts scraping that moss off and collecting it with his own moss
Aw.
on his hands.
Okay. Yeah, and it's
Getting a sample.
like a very like thickly, or not thickly, but tightly clustered moss. It's very dense, and it forms like very thin layers on the outside of the wall.
It's like moon sand.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you see like kind of hanging up higher is like almost like a hanging looking moss,
Ooh.
almost
high
like
up is
a
it?
almost like an old man's beard kind of moss, but a lot more moist because of the moisture within the cavern.
Ah. We get a moist counter for this episode, just counting in the bottom right.
Moist. Moist. Moist.
Stop
I,
it.
I stopped
Alright.
count after 15. It's been a lot.
Is there any like dragon signs, like scratchy marks on the floor, random strewn about gold?
You said this was a tiny hallway. How tiny are we talking?
No, it's not. I didn't say it was a
Oh no,
tiny
you're
hallway.
like, it's more narrow. How narrow?
It's not so much that it's narrow, but it's very singular going down. It doesn't. There's no variation within it. It doesn't get any wider. It doesn't
It's
get
very
any thinner.
uniform.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not.
okay.
It's not narrow, really, to say the least. It's about 30 feet wide.
Oh, so
and,
it
like,
is that width all the way down.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like 30
word.
feet
That's
wide.
where I was confused.
Like
I thought you were saying
40
it
to
narrowed out,
45
like
feet.
as in got tighter. No, alright,
No,
that makes more
uh-uh.
sense. I was about to say this didn't seem like a dragon-sized coal, but now that does. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a long singular, hallway. So Tony was walking down. Was anybody following it? Then?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
what was
Yeah.
everyone else doing?
I'll follow him, but I'm like 10 feet behind the group and like on the other side of the hallway from there, more to the wall, so I don't get fucking murdered if
So,
the
I have
Moss
a
if the
is
question.
dragon
right
breathes.
next to him,
I have a question.
shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Tensor's floating disk. It says horizontal plane of force. Which way is horizontal?
Flat.
Okay, do you know
Okay.
do you know what the horizon is?
No.
The horizon.
Horizon. Fuck.
Oh,
Horizont is Deutsch. Fuck off.
Horizontal. That
It's
makes
true.
it sound so much
Horizon.
cooler.
Left,
Oh,
Why
that-
the-
right,
that sounds
why
so
the-
badass.
Why the fuck is it called horizontal, but then it's called horizon?
I don't know.
Horizon
It's
line.
written the exact same way.
Don't ask questions.
You don't wanna know.
Horizontal is horizon shaped.
It's that line that you see sideways.
Okay. So you're all walking down the hallway.
Yeah, I am at least.
You can tell by the way I move my body.
And as you go down this very long singular hallway, at the very end of it, the way that you're going, you see coming from the horizon ahead of you, there's a very yellowish, metallic, shiny glow coming from the very other side of where this hallway ends.
How far off is that
Holy
dragon now on my
shit.
ping?
I would say you're within 60 to 70 feet.
Oh
of
fuck. Okay.
his
Moss
face.
Moss reaches over to Tony. Is like, maybe we should turn down the lights.
I can't see then.
No one cares.
Okay.
So
Neither
this-
can I, but
I
best not
closed the
wake
sun
him
in a
rudely.
box.
Okay, so you do that, and the light at the very end of the cavern is still there.
Alright, good.
Cool.
So we start walking slowly towards the light. I'll give
Yeah.
us a I'll turn on my produce flame and have torchlight going, just so we don't have a fucking sun.
Okay, the sun in a box is a name Tony gave the thing.
Okay. No, I'm
Yeah.
Is it daylight
It's
in a
an
box?
it's an exaggeration, yeah.
And what's the range on it? Is the question. How far out does it go? How bright
I think
is it?
it's just like the light spell, but it's in a box.
I was thinking daylight spell in a box.
No, yeah, it's just a little trinket.
Okay. No, if that's the case, that'd be fine. But Moss to turn it out, pulls out a flame because it's more natural light. Maybe won't
Okay.
come out.
So he turns around and is like, it's more natural than
Okay. So you begin to make your way further down the hallway, and you see the end of the tunnel, and it begins to widen up into a large cavern at the very end of it.
And what do we see in the cavern?
Can we look in? Is there,
Yeah, roll investigation check.
Oh, never mind.
I don't like that music
Oh, okay.
change. I don't like that music change. one
Oh,
fucking
is that
bit.
another 8?
Oh,
I get very
Investigation.
consistent 8s.
I'm gonna do guidance on myself.
oh.
Nice.
Well, 14. How's that?
Okay.
9.
So, Talia peeks her head in and begins to look around, and you see in front of you, inside of this very large, like, football-shaped cavern, are piles of gold coins, what look like decorative daggers and swords made out of different
Durgit,
metals.
no.
From, like,
No,
Dude doesn't see this. Shut up.
from, like, copper to silver to gold to some kind of metals that you may not recognize immediately. There are chalices. There are large wooden barrels stacked up in certain
Oh.
places. You see like a liquid on parts of the floor in front of it. You see satchels, like big burlap sacks of grain and vegetables and other food type items that can be held over long periods of time.
I relay all this information quietly, whispering to the party.
I feel like most food could be stored if it's pretty cold in there because of snow and mountains.
Go sneeze!
Bless you.
Tony sneezes.
Moss gives
Um,
him a little bit of moss to wipe his nose with.
Moss? No, it's moss. I don't wipe my nose on moss.
It's absorbent. What?
Yeah, but like, it's a clump of moss.
Yeah, it's cleaner than
Fine.
anything of your armor.
It's fine, okay?
This
I've
is
got a tissue.
literally
I've got a
hypergenic.
tissue, moss. Stop it. Anyway,
So anyway,
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah,
I look up.
you're not the only one.
I mean, the worst case scenario, you can give us some of our gold, and I can give up maybe one of my daggers.
No. That is not the kind of feeling I have about this.
What feeling do you have
so-
about this?
Moss turns to
How much-
Talia, is like, lots of gold, but do you see the dragon?
Do I see the dragon?
Can Tony start walking backwards?
Sure.
Mike.
So,
Mike, do I see the dragon?
yes. So, looking around in this room, you see that there's a large pile of gold coins and different gems and currency. And sleeping on top of it, you see kind of curled up with its wings, like wrapped around it, and its tail kind of curled around the rest of its body, almost like an egg-type shape, is a yellow metallic colored looking dragon sleeping.
She
Yellow.
turns around. She's like, she nods. Like, it's yellow metallic, so it's a gold dragon.
It has a fin, like a very spiky membrane fin going down from the base of its head down its long neck. Each spiked bony portion is also the same yellow metallic color, and the membrane itself is like a green, almost like a seafoam green.
At that time, we'll start walking back. His fears have been calmed. We found the dragon.
And like the green kind of markings go down its chest as well, where the yellow metallic plates meet. And those creases, there's like that same kind of green membrane going down like each of the lines.
This is certainly not gold.
No.
This is
With my
more
nature.
feral than bronze.
My nature.
You guys are being stealthy, yes, so roll stealth checks.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Does
I
anyone
get
want my cloak?
disadvantage at this.
Okay, does anyone want my cloak of invisibility?
10.
I cast invisibility on myself,
11.
30.
Jesus Christ, sir.
and I cast invisibility
by
on
the way.
myself.
Okay.
So,
Oh, 10.
I passed Talia my cloak of invisibility.
I put on the cloak of invisibility.
Does it require attunement?
Yes.
No, I don't. Huh?
Yeah,
No.
We've had this for forever.
Yeah, you literally you never mentioned anything about attunement.
Okay.
Like you gave that was when we were on Blackfield.
That's an
That thing is
OPS
old.
magic item then.
Yeah, that was a long time ago too.
You never mentioned anything about attunement. I think you even put one of the you put the description in like all the way up and then never mentioned anything about attunement. I've read that thing like 15 times. The description.
Okay, that's fine.
So
no,
Captain Clank is still very
Incredibly
noticeable over
powerful
here.
magic item does not require attunement. Okay, so what are you? Well, actually,
Hi.
everybody except Durgit,
What?
you are like stealthing in the shadows, like you are totally hidden, not a sound, nothing.
I'm hidden? I got a 10.
No, Durgit.
Oh, right.
Not,
I thought you said everyone except Dragon. That's fine.
no. So yeah, Durgit is stealth very, very well. The rest of you, as you're peering around and looking at this dragon and its horde in this giant cavern, you see the dragon start to shift a little bit and then start.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
The nose kind of starts to sniff and sniffle. And
Moss is going to reach over and cast Enhance Ability on Tony. Yeah, he's going to give him a bonus to Charisma checks.
Charisma checks. Ooh.
You're the fucking talker, idiot.
Oh god, yeah.
Why am I not the fucking talker? I'm the goddamn
Yeah.
talker. What was like
Yeah, 'cause
so
you wanna
well
know-
I'm fine at
persuaded.
persuasion, don't worry.
Wanna know why? Because I'm casting at 3rd level. I'm giving it to both of you.
Okay, thank you. So what do I roll?
Nothing. You get advantage
thinking
every
about-
time you roll
Oh,
Charisma.
okay. Awesome.
Crispy.
It's cool.
Nice.
Don't worry about it. Just go talk. Be talkers.
Okay.
How do we wake up a dragon kindly? Without looking like thieves?
You wait. I bet we sit down. I sit down. We should
yeah,
probably sit down.
Let's pace back a bit, give some space,
Okay.
and you two will approach. I seem to have a tendency to attract attention, which can sometimes be beneficial.
Oh no, there's a
Oh
battle
no,
map.
there's a battle map.
It's not a battle map yet. Right now, it's just a map. Let's
just
take it easy.
I'll
Alright,
just,
if we're in this
I
order,
want to tell Spaz that he's just gonna sit there.
So yeah, we are a good bit away from the gold at least. So that's
Yeah.
good.
I thought we were
Yeah,
like
Spaz
close.
is gonna sit somewhere here, and he's gonna stay there, like in the shadow, not like just staying there.
Moss reaches up.
behind cover.
Shut up.
Tony.
Moss reaches up and touches both of them on the back and like gives them a soft push forward.
Ooh. Tony's gonna climb forward a little.
I also stumble like forward a little, like.
How do we wake it up? I've tried
Moss
to.
will Moss will step forward but stand behind them.
Okay. And as you do, the snout is still kind of raising up slowly, sniffing the air, and your footsteps from Durgat and Hadrada, like moving back behind one of the statues. You hear a bellowing voice, and it says, "I can smell you."
That does
Invisibility.
make your smell.
Yeah, envelop.
Everyone
invisible.
turns and raises an eyebrow at Drada.
Is that out loud? Just came from the corner of the room. No, you can't. I'm invisible.
I have anxiety.
Shut up. No.
And the
Okay.
dragon begins to shift a little more, and you see his wings just unfurl, and they're massive. As they unfurl, like bits of gold and different treasures go flying off of them, and from the gust of wind that it creates as they unfurl. And the dragon will raise itself up off the bed of gold, scanning around the room, and sees
Hello.
Talia gives a bow.
standing in the doorway.
Talia
Moss.
gives a bow. It's
Moss
like,
gives a very deep, respectful bow. The same he gives to everyone.
Tony, like, holds on a second, then realizes everyone else is bowing, and then also bows.
I also bow even though I'm
Oh,
behind
yeah.
a statue.
Okay.
Spaz does a little head nod.
yeah.
Just in
everyone-
case he can smell the respect on you.
He might smell the social anxiety.
And the dragon's eyes that are staring at you are massive, and they're like a neon glowing green with
fuck,
almost
that's
like
cool.
a black like cat-like pupil in the middle, and it's just scanning around the room and says, "Well, it's good to know at least you're not thieves."
Wouldn't imagine it.
No, don't.
Hello.
That would
Why?
be very rude of us.
Why are you in my home? What
We have been asked to consult you on a potential issue on
The-
behalf of Wintervale.
Yes. As for you see, the city of Wintervale is about to be attacked by a very vicious cult, a very vicious people. Okay.
He says from behind the statue.
That's a draw, I don't mind
Moss
him.
leans
Exactly,
forward.
we've come.
We come seeking aid.
Yes, we come to seek your aid.
And the dragon is still fixated on Tony and Talia and says, "And why should this place be any concern of mine?"
If it isn't, potentially thousands of innocent people could die.
Yes. There are many, many lives at stake. Shh. Shut up.
We just did, so.
Yeah.
My eye.
Yeah.
And he says, "That's very tragic. But why can they not defend themselves? Why do they need me?
Because the opposing side has an ancient black dragon on their side.
And for the first time, like, you see his eyes kind of narrow a bit.
Jeremy, I hated him in high school.
Almost like it makes him seem like just a short, like, bit of anger, maybe.
Can I get a vibe check on him?
Can we say that every time we roll
I don't
insight?
like that at all.
Can we say that every time we roll
Vibe
insight? I
check.
would vibe check that.
Vibe check.
Yeah. Yeah. So, are you? What are you doing? Just inciting, or?
I guess. Yeah. I just want to get like, his reaction to seeing the black dragon. His reaction to him being like, "Why can't they defend themselves, idiot?" When the last guy we were told was going around helping people already. So I just want to get like just a general gauge on his reactions, just whatever check with that would be.
Guess I would say insight.
26.
Ooh. So check
26.
dodge.
Okay. When he asks why can't they defend themselves, the vibe you get from that, it's not in a taunting matter or like a judging sort of way. It's more like, are these people not well armed? Have they been downtrodden?
Oh, like genuine
Concern.
like curiosity.
Yes.
And then the mention of the black dragon.
I just realized I've been muted on OBS this entire time.
Amazing.
So, with that, the sense from it you get is almost like being told that somebody saw your worst enemy, like, down the street from where your house is.
Jeremy, I hated him
Moss.
from high school.
Moss,
Almost like
standing behind Tony gives him like 2 pats on the back and a nod.
Okay.
like most dragons hordes, if they know there's another dragon, like anywhere close, they begin to get a bit
Territorial.
with their hoard and treasures.
And they're all just animals, huh?
Their species is dragon. They're not like monstrosity or beast. It's like that's what they're classed as. It's just dragon.
Stay away from my shit.
Do we get a verbal reaction from him?
Yeah.
That's
When you say that, he says, a black dragon, you say?
Seen it firsthand.
It's been a while since I've encountered one of those. And you see him kind of like reach into a bit of the pile of the gold and pull up out of it the skull of another like
What the fuck?
smaller dragon.
Oh, I smell the shit, bro.
So he's like trying to not get giddy.
And says, the previous owner of this horde. And drops
I want
it
that skull,
back
but
down
I can't
onto,
have it.
This skull's bigger than you are.
drops it back down onto like the pile of gold behind him. And says, the ones who are attacking that the dragon has befriended, are they evil?
Very much so. Oh
Yes.
god, yes.
Must nods
Yes.
vigorously.
Very, very
We've
evil.
seen firsthand them completely raise cities to the ground.
And he says, in this town, Wintervale, is it a good town? Is it worth saving?
Home to good people.
Yes.
I step
very
out of the. I step behind out of the dragon statue and I say, it's my home, and I would say the people there aren't that bad.
And
Not bad.
the dragon notices you, and you see him dart his eyes over to where Durgat is and kind of drop his snout and his head a little bit, going in to get a closer look, and says, So you come on behalf of these people. Your home.
Yes.
And are they worth saving?
I would say so.
And he says, is this going to be a large battle?
I mean, we suspect it would,
I think
without
so.
your aid, that it would kill thousands, so...
Yeah, there have been a lot of campfires seen at the horizon of the enemy for like the past few weeks, and yeah, the town itself certainly isn't small.
And from where he was sitting on the pile of gold, he's now standing, full stand, and shaking off like the bits of gold off of himself from resting on top of the pile, and looks around and says, and when is this battle to be?
Oh, how many days is it now? How many days have passed?
4 days.
Oh, thank you. 4 days. From now.
Wait, no, it was 4 days to meet the dragon, then 2 to get back, so 6
No.
days.
6 days. Has it not been a day? Since then?
5 days.
5 days. 5 days total, Tony responds naturally.
Moss says all of that out loud, like the conversation between Tony and Moss was just Moss.
Yeah, Tony
And then he
never
leans
said
forward
any of
5
it.
days.
You must just sees Tony like put his hand to his like helmet and like think, and he's like rattling off all of this maths, and he's like, yes, that.
And he says, I am rather curious about this black dragon, this Dohiram. I will
So you're
come.
familiar.
I know black dragons, yes. They're evil, vile creatures, unable to live in harmony with anything, even themselves.
Can I ask,
Wait.
is Dohiram at all draconic for anything?
What's that?
Is Dohiram draconic for anything?
Yes. You knowing Draconic, you know that translates to Cursed One.
Ooh.
Is that like a slur? Use a slur against black dragons?
It's not specifically against black dragons, but dragons who commit
Sick.
evil deeds.
So like chromatic dragons in general?
Yeah, it could be
Yeah,
any
chromatic
chromatic
dragons.
dragons, or even if a metallic dragon,
A dragon that's a
Does-
dick bag.
yeah, like does something that's not really in their
So
nature.
that's basically draconic for asshole.
When he like says that word, Tony's like, ooh, fuck. He's like he like recoils.
Tony and Moss do the gif where the dude like jumps back.
Tony like recoils in like a little bit of shock.
And the dragon says, once I kill this black dragon, I will see if this town is indeed worth saving. I will gauge their virtue and their strength and decide if they're worth saving myself.
That seems fair.
Yeah, that's
Thank
fair.
you for your consideration.
And he says, I will be there nonetheless. And I will kill this black dragon.
Oh.
That's fantastic news.
Yeah.
Thank you
We
very
will
much.
be on the front
Thank you.
lines along with you.
Every step of the way.
And he looks around at all of you, and you can see he's almost like kind of in the same way that Moss calculates things. You can see this dragon doing like a similar thing.
Do his lenses adjust too?
Uh, you can see like as he like looks at each of you though, like he doesn't have lenses to adjust, but you see like the cat-like iris goes like a little bit wider and then narrows back as he looks at all of you.
Can I get a vibe on what he's feeling as he scans across the group?
Yeah.
Like, what's
Vibe
his
check?
Is he sizing us up? Yeah, vibe check. What's he doing? What's going on?
Yeah,
homie?
roll another insight.
28.
Nice.
Net 20, damn.
What does he
yeah.
feel? I know
yeah.
everything he loves.
So
Just thinking gold.
he is looking at each of you and measuring the words that each of you have said and kind of taking in your physical form, and you can see he's trying to determine if you're warriors of virtue or simply messengers, you know.
He's
like,
vibe
oh yeah,
checking
like
us.
looks. Oh yeah, slowly looks over to her. No, she's not like.
It's not like in a violent, dangerous sense, but it's more of like an inquisitive, kind of trying to see what you're all about.
And then we look at each other at the same time, and we're both like,
Oh, yeah.
Well, time to bet and Durgat.
So Moss
And-
like locks eyes with them and nods.
I just, by the way, what I'm looking like is I'm currently just looking at the floor and just think about every single second I remember while I was in Wintervale to see if they're actually good. I'm literally just questioning my entire existence right
I
now.
mean, there is an entire section of the town full of assholes that's like, this is the good side and this is the bad side. So probably not. But all we need for him is to kill the dragon, so I think we'll be okay. Unless he's like, oh no, you guys are assholes, and then kills your whole town, that might happen. But hopefully it doesn't.
I mean, to be fair, I'd rather have the black dragon killed and my town than just the town.
That's fair. Overall, I think we're doing okay. I think we're coming up net positive.
Yeah.
While he's like looking over everyone, so he's gonna like puff out his chest and like put his hands on his hips and like stand real proud just to impress the dragon because it's big and magic and has big wings and is cool.
And you see him kind of like shoot back over to you as you do this, and you hear like a
Moss sees Tony
see
striking the
what you're
pose and
made
then
of
like
on the
awkwardly
battlefield, won't
stands in
we?
the same pose.
Oh.
Hardrada's gonna step out and say,
You're still invisible.
and de-invisibilize himself.
De-invisible eyes. What a
Word.
And
and as you do and like drop invisibility and come out of nowhere, the dragon like shoots his eyes over to you and say, "A coward coming out of the shadows."
Oh!
that's what I expected.
You know what? And he's
Moss
right.
puts
He's
his
right.
hand to his mouth that isn't there.
Yes, also like, oh shit.
He uses prestidigitation to make his voice boom, and
No, don't do that.
Oh god.
Don't
and
do that.
say, "I may be a coward, but I am willing to fight by your side."
Ugh, Jesus. Must he always put on such a fucking show?
Yes.
Oh my god.
He says that with the booming voice. Yes.
Hardrada, you're older than me. Act like it.
And he says,
I'm
Well,
26. Shush.
"We'll
I'm
see how you
20.
do. We'll see how you do on the battlefield then, won't we, Shadow?"
Oh, that is.
And then I
Don't
cast
call that
dancing
cool.
lights. I'm just kidding. I don't have dancing
No.
lights.
Then I start a rave, pull up some glow sticks.
Get the hard bass. Hard bass. Where are you?
And he uses entropic ward to say, "I'm more of a utility."
Okay.
Can I ask, just kind of scanning over the horde of cool things, is there anything that looks particularly magical?
Yes. There's
Tony,
a
no.
lot.
But
No,
you
no.
worry about me stealing something,
Hey, he said nothing about stealing.
I'm admiring. Then his eyes like
He's
grow wide
admiring.
as he's staring and everything. He's like, whoa.
Yeah, there are a number of things that definitely strike your eye as interesting looking over the room.
He's like visually like, wow. Oh. Ooh.
Well, since we have seemingly struck somewhat of an alliance for the moment, might I ask you something? And steps forward.
And he says, ask away. What would you like to know?
Do you know of the realm called the Feywild?
And he says, yes, I know it well.
Do you know how to get there?
And he says, there are places on this plane that overlap with each other and form entrances into different realms and worlds. You need only but find them.
Is there a way to find one and to know for sure it will take me where I need to go?
And he says, you have to trust yourself on that one.
Moss looks down for a second.
He says, I
Eyes
haven't been
worrying.
to the Feywild in many years. The
Moss
last
looks
time
up.
that I went, I was still a wormling.
Moss kind of cocks his head to the side. How do you leave?
And he says, back the way you came. Or even through another overlapping section.
Are things like, and he kind of like gestures up himself, up and down to himself. Are things like me common there?
And he says, things like you. No, I would wager not. Even I don't know what you are.
Moss is Moss is
He's a
shrugging little bit
robot.
softer.
Sure.
Just looking up. And these planar, these rifts, where the veils are thin, this is the only way, or at least that you know of.
It's the only way that I know of, yes. I'm sure there are beings who possess the ability to shift between the planes at will, but I am not one of them.
Moss nods. But you can get strong enough, or something can, and move things freely?
Some have been known to, yes. He says, why all the questions about the Feywild? I know very little, but I can see that you have an essence of it somewhere to you.
It seems it's a longer story, but I woke up here, and then like gestures around the cave. Well, not here, out there, and then points in the exact direction of where the exact location of where you showed up was, because he knows where it is. That's like some random wall. It's like, I woke up there with no memory of who or what I am. And then turns to the group. I've been having visions. Flashes, maybe. Memories, maybe. I don't know. But they are of this plane, turns to the dragon. The Feywild. Do you know of Hearsome?
And he says, here's some good times we had in the past.
Moss reaches into his bag of holding and pulls out his viol and the bow and holds it out in front of him.
And he says, "And how did you get that?
That
Steal it
also
from
looks
here,
at him.
son?"
No, certainly not. I'm not even sure I know this person, but... And then looks down at it. I read that this was very important to him, and now I have it. And I want to know why. I do not know why. But...
And he says, "I too would like to know that. I've never seen him apart from it, and yet now you have it."
I'm not sure if you can tell, but I'm not exactly... Looks up for a moment. All of his eyes stop moving. Personable. I don't talk well, but... And then he takes the viol and like whips it around and rests it against his shoulder, and then takes the bow and slowly starts playing of a song that now probably has a very different meaning to him, where before it was just a song that he had in his head, but now knowing of this Hearstum, knowing that he's a figure, knowing that he's real, and playing along, playing a song, there's probably a strange nostalgia to the song now.
And as you do this, the dragon kind of begins to dip his head a little bit, his eyes like kind of lazing back a little bit as he's like listening to this, and says, "The song of Hearsum. He used to play it often."
It's the only song I know. It was all I really knew when I first woke up. Well, that, and then that's his pouch. And this. Everything else has just been what I found. I helped at a castle. They passed me on to these fellows. And now I travel. I just want answers. And you say you know this Hearsum, that this was his. That means I'm on the right track. I must find one of these veils, and turns to the party. I must.
And he says, "Hearsum is quite the trickster, though. You may have some trouble finding him if he does not want found."
Moss looks down, slides the viol back into his pouch, closes it, tightens it, pats it. I'm sure I'll find him one way or another.
We're quite adept at running into strangers.
Yep.
Yes, it seems rather fortuitous. I'll be honest, and turns to the group. I didn't think 4 days would be enough to find him. And turns to the dragon. We found you in like 2 hours.
More like 3 hours.
That's again kind of how Talia talks, isn't it? Just like, you know.
Ollie is so happy you picked up on that. Thank you.
And the dragon looks around at all of you and says, "Go back to your Wintervale. Tell them Aydirath the Noble will help you."
You give me a quick spell onto that for me so I can make sure it's right.
Yeah, can you write it in chat or something? Because that answers the question I was about to ask. Because Talia was about to ask, like, oh yeah, may we know your name?
Yeah.
Aydirath.
It's in World Lore.
Oh, it's
Thank you.
goddamn, Mike, your names have been so fucking good lately, man.
Oh, right. There's a Y.
Yeah, right. Name of the dragon.
And Aydirath begins to kind of nestle back down into the coins and says, I must be rested before the fight. And his wings begin to like curl back down over the rest of his body.
Nods and turns. Walks away.
It's also like, she bows and is like, rest well. And yeah, also turns. She'll leave, I guess.
Tony stands there and is like, oh, what's that though?
Talia like grabs Tony by the shoulder and yanks it back.
The boss steps back and like grabs Tony's shoulder too, like sort of pushing them together.
Like Talia must have the same thought. They both like grab him at the same time at the shoulder and pull him.
Boss
pull him
passes,
back.
then turns around and was like, fuck, God, I forgot.
Tony's like, oh, that is so cool, come on. Let's find a look.
Maybe you can pay a visit again later.
Okay.
Maybe
And-
after the fight, you can ask if you can buy some.
And you see the one eye facing you is like kind of halfway closed, halfway open, and just kind of slowly like lulling, and the snoring begins to start again.
And I know you said lulling like he's lulling to sleep, but I 100% heard lulling like he was laughing at the conversation. The
He's like,
dragon
"Haha,
softly
these idiots."
lulled. Sorry, it's just a funny visual to me. And we fucking leave.
My God.
Smooth was not my choice.
Okay. So yeah, you begin making your way back down the cavern to the edge of the waterfall, to the opening.
And then Talia suddenly turns around and is like, shit, we forgot Spaz! No, I'm joking, obviously.
Spaz could just like fucking, and then
How funny
Spaz like
would that be?
boom, right in front of you, just appears.
How funny would that
You
be?
just like go back, and Spaz is like kicking around, or like, you know, digging around in some of the gold to like lay down himself next to the dragon.
He like gets in the same position as the dragon with the tail.
The dragon adopts Spaz.
Oh god.
The,
Can't be a dragon.
Spaz gets killed by a dragon, then adopted by
No.
one. It's crazy.
This
No.
is mine now.
I mean, the horde would
This is
probably
mine
be
now.
safer than with us.
That is true. That is very true. He's got plenty of food. He'll be all right.
Shit,
And
I just opened
bones.
Ableton
We
live again.
leave with Spaz in tow.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Not yet.
God,
There's
imagine if we got
corporations.
sponsored by Ableton.
Oh my god, I just thought about the best
I would rather be
fucking...
sponsored by Propellerhead.
I just thought about the best piece of magical gear Moss could get, guys. It's it's a saddle vest that the back has a bunch of tiny chairs on it. But when I
Yes.
polymorph into a bigger
That was like
monster,
10 minutes
all the
ago, oh
chairs
my God.
grow with me.
I was thinking about this like literally 5 minutes ago. I was like, the next time we're in fucking Wintervale, we're gonna be like, yo, can we like get a chair that like changes size?
It's like, no, it's like, what I imagine, it's like a little vest, and when it's small, it just looks like it has a bunch of spikes pointing out the back. But when he gets big, the spikes grow bigger too, and it turns out the spikes are actually little tiny leather chairs that are built into the back of it. And they've got like the X like locking mechanisms on it, so you guys don't have to worry about it. And there's like a cage in the back for all the familiars, so they don't need to worry about it.
That would be
Just a
so
thought.
cool though.
Thought for everybody.
There's like a drink and snack cart. Like, on the
It's fully automated for a snack
a
cart
chest
if the
plate with
flight's
a
long
small
enough.
cottage poking out of the front.
Yeah, there's a TV that comes up and it plays the local plays, whatever. Alright, so we go out, as we're walking, I was like, should we pay a visit to Spirewright, or just be back on our way?
I think we should possibly be back on our way.
Yeah, I think we should go back.
Let me get them. Is there anything you want to do in Spyro?
Shakes his head. Just a thought. We are right here.
Yeah, like we might need the time for battle.
I don't have any like position to stop it, though, but if no one else wants to.
So if we're just gonna go, if we're going straight movement, then I will turn into a Quetzalcoatlus. With...
You did it. Proud of you.
Oh really? I literally just said a bunch of like sounds.
Yeah.
That will never happen again. It was
Wait, how do you
only when I
pronounce it?
wasn't thinking about it that I said it right. Quetzalcoatl. What? No. Yep. See, I'm thinking about it now. No. I'll turn to that. Onion, please.
Is that a dog right
I
here?
will, since we're probably, it's like since we're like halfway through the day, we'll probably be flying a little bit into the night. So I'll go ahead and give myself the illumination of a giant fire beetle. So I shine like a torch as this giant thing.
Shine bright like a diamond.
I'll give myself 120 feet dark vision just in case. And then I will also give myself keen sight and smell. Just so that way if anything comes at us while we're flying.
While we fly, while
Tony
we're flying, Talia's like saying like shine bright like a diamond.
would love to just throttle you right now.
Okay, so you are heading back to Wintervale.
Yep. This time it looks like we'll have to probably get a little bit cover. We'll do like that. If we got all the way to that mountain range, there's a little bit of sleep. We'll go to the mountain range furthest to the left in that mountain range below Belport. Like I said, it goes like a little bit to the left and then stops. There's that one off on its own.
Actually, can we stay at Belport? Cause I'm actually kind of curious about the city or about the town.
It will be a longer flight the next day then.
I mean, we saved plenty of time today. We didn't expect to find him so soon. We planned 2 days for the search, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And 4
that's
days
true.
for search.
4 days.
Oh yeah, 2 days to get back.
Ow.
Trying to
We are
You
waiting.
doing
told
okay
you
there?
not to sit on the pointy bit of the back.
No, I accidentally ran over my headphone cable with my chair.
Oh shit.
Oh gee.
Fantastic.
I guess
yeah, we
I'll
can
fly us to the outskirts of Belport.
Don't get me wrong, I still have a slightly bad feeling about the place because of all the rumors I've heard, but to be honest, even if the people here are bad, it's good to know that, because, you know, we have enemies on one side, we don't need enemies on the other one.